If you live in Poland or plan to move here, listen carefully because what I'm about to tell you is based on real experience with foreigners, not theory. The first thing is simple. Always read contracts before signing them. Let me give you specific examples of what can happen if you do not. One of our clients signed a contract with a fitness studio. You might even guess which chain it was, but for legal reasons, we will not mention the name. It does not matter anyway because these types of contracts are very common in Poland. The agreement included access to a gym and offered 3 options. The first was a standard subscription with the lowest monthly price but fixed for 1 year. The second was a flexible monthly subscription with a higher price, allowing cancellation by the end of the following month after submitting a request. The third was a premium option with an even higher price, similar flexibility, and the possibility to freeze the membership for up to 6 months. Our client chose the cheapest option because the price looked attractive. He signed the contract online. 6 months later, he went to Germany for an Erasmus program and stopped going to the gym. When he returned to Poland, he was surprised to receive calls from a debt collection agency about a debt of 2,000 złoty. He said he had not used the gym, but that was irrelevant. The contract was fixed for 1 year. The payment obligation continued whether he attended or not. The unpaid amounts accumulated, and a court claim was almost sent. Collection agents called him 5 times a day from different numbers, no matter how many he blocked. Was that low monthly price really worth it? The second example involves a client who bought a car from a private individual. The previous owner warned him that he needed to renew the mandatory civil liability insurance, known as OC, which is required in Poland. He forgot to do it. To understand the consequences, the fines for not having mandatory car insurance are strict. If you are uninsured for up to 3 days, the fine is 1,920 złoty, which is 20% of the full penalty. If the gap lasts from 4 to 14 days, the fine rises to 4,810 złoty, which is 50% of the full amount. If it exceeds 14 days, the fine reaches 9,610 złoty, the full penalty. Guess how much he paid? Fortunately, it was 4,810 złoty, but it could have been much worse if the delay had been slightly longer. After purchasing a vehicle, you are fully responsible for maintaining valid insurance. No one reminds you and no one takes responsibility for your oversight. If you want more examples of how foreigners get trapped in contracts or obligations in Poland, write in the comments and we will prepare a separate video about that. I see you listened carefully, so let me give you one more example. This is one of the biggest mistakes we have ever heard, and it is extremely instructive for foreigners in Poland. When you receive your residence card in Poland, you always sign a declaration. In that declaration, you confirm 2 key obligations. First, if you lose the residence card or it gets damaged, you must inform the immigration office within 3 days. Second, if the purpose of stay that you declared ends, you must notify the department within 15 working days. This is a very common situation. Someone gets a residence permit based on employment, then decides to quit, and only after that starts looking for a new job. We understand people work hard and do not always have time for interviews, but you have to manage it. If you quit first and then start searching, how long will it take? 2 months? If you need to relocate, add another month. If you need a new work permit, add several more months. You will be far beyond 15 working days. And then you may not be able to simply update or change the decision. In many cases, you will be forced to submit a new application for a new card, which means more time, more fees, and more stress. Plan ahead and read what you sign carefully because those obligations are real and the deadlines are strict. The second major issue is storing documentation. Keeping documents is not optional in Poland, it is essential. Some documents can be scanned and stored digitally, such as agreements with banks, contracts with small service providers, receipts for major purchases, or insurance policies. But when it comes to rental agreements and employment contracts, you should keep physical copies at least until you obtain Polish citizenship. And realistically, for the rest of your life. Poland is a country of paperwork. You may arrive with 2 small folders, and within a year, you will be sitting with 10. For permanent residents, you may need rental agreements and employment contracts covering your entire stay. For citizenship, the same applies. Later, when dealing with mortgages, loans, public tenders, or other financial matters, documentation becomes critical again. The list of situations where old contracts suddenly become necessary is almost endless. If your documents are organized and complete, you save time and money. Everything is under control, and you avoid unnecessary stress. In Poland, reading before signing and keeping what you sign is not paranoia. It is basic survival. We tried to give you very practical and realistic examples today. Sometimes you can become a victim of a costly mistake or even a scam without even realizing it in the moment. That is why the most important thing is to stay attentive, informed, and prepared. Read before you sign. Keep what you sign and always think a few steps ahead. If you need guidance, Residence Angels is here to help you navigate these situations safely and legally. If this video was useful, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to support us. See you in the next video.